Happy weekend from Fextralife. If you've been too busy to keep up on the latest in the games we cover, or are looking for a refresher, we've got your back. Let's take a look at the comings and goings across the Fextralife Wiki Network.
Moving like a soldier.
According to YouTube creator SanadSK, some data mining of Dark Souls 3 files has revealed the potential name of the game's second and final DLC. Taking a look through the game's files, he came across a line labeled DLC 2 Miyako no Moja. Miyako no Moja is Japanese and translates to City of the Dead or Dead Capital. This is a start and should allow for enough speculation as to what the DLC is. If it is City of the Dead or a variation along that theme, it's possible we're going to be making a visit to Londor, which some have speculated and hoped for. This makes sense given the characters in the game connected to the land, such as Yuria, Frida, and Yol, and how prominently they feature in the game's story. Perhaps we'll be seeing some dark-themed weapons, armor, and spells to complement our builds. Ashes of Ariandel was the most recent DLC to release, all the way back in October, and we've been anxiously awaiting confirmation of when this second one will drop. It won't be long. Hopefully. We put together a definitive guide for Homestead, the player housing feature of the Elder Scrolls Online that is coming with Update 13 and is now live on the public test server for PC. There are 39 total homes that can be acquired by each player, 3 apartments, 1 for each faction, 10 small homes, 10 medium homes, 10 large homes, and 3 manors. Nearly all the homes can be bought with in-game gold. Unfurnished ones can be purchased with crowns, or you can buy them with gold as well as complete some steps to earn the approval to move into the place. You'll be able to either craft furnishings using your existing skills, or buy new furniture and decorations for your house from vendors and the Crown Store, and then once you've got them, you use the housing editor to move them all about. You can keep all kinds of new trophies and functional items there, so the homes have a lot of relevant use. Speaking of the Elder Scrolls, Bethesda's Vice President Pete Hines said that the remaster process that brought Skyrim Special Edition to the current gen is the exception rather than the rule, and that revamped past experiences should not be expected. Moving the Skyrim engine onto the current gen in order to tune it for Fallout 4 made it relatively easy to bring Skyrim along to a new platform. Hines had this to say: "Generally speaking, our approach has usually been that instead of spending all this time on a thing we've already made, why don't we instead spend that effort on something new, or on the next version of that thing?" This all but puts the kibosh on any Morrowind or Oblivion remasters, but at least we know, onward to Elder Scrolls 6. The newest Andromeda Initiative video for Mass Effect Andromeda is now live for recruits and delves into the vehicles you'll be spending most of your time in, the Tempest spaceship and your Nomad planet exploration vehicle. The Tempest is a speed specialist that can travel 13 light years per day. The ship is lightly armored but fast and can escape quickly from sketchy situations. Within the ship, which serves as home for Ryder and the crew, are several functional rooms. Research and development is where the team will gather intel and work on practical application to upgrade weapons, armor, and the Nomad. The Tech and Biolabs will support this by providing discoveries for these upgrades. The meeting room provides a place for the crew to gather or conference with the Nexus. Below is engineering, the armory, medbay, and the cargo bay where the Nomad is kept. The ship features crew quarters and a galley for some R&R, as well as your Pathfinder cabin. The bridge is where the ship's navigation takes place, where one of the many planets can be selected for exploration. Upon landing, the Nomad deploys and serves as your exploration specialist. It's a 6-wheel drive powerhouse that features a rear boost for an extra bit of planet scouting speed. Thrusters, shield blast, life support, radar, and paint jobs can all be customized how you see fit, depending on the conditions of the planet you're exploring. The Nomad also allows you to scan surfaces and mine them for minerals. Now we have some insights into how our trusty mechanical companions will function. They're a big part of every Mass Effect game, so getting to know them better is just like getting to know a new character. But call me crazy, don't expect romance options. A host of new action-packed screenshots released this week for Nioh, the Team Ninja developed PS4 exclusive that is being published in Japan by Koei Tecmo and by Sony in North America and Europe. The screen shows some new enemies, weapons, the always brilliantly designed armor, shots of some NPCs, a fierce looking tiger guardian spirit, and a couple of scenic shots of the game's stages. As the game approaches its final development period, it's clear that the design aesthetics are coming to fruition and is starting to look like one of the better visual games out there. We already know how good the gameplay is through our extensive time with the alpha and beta demos. Nioh is hosting their final gameplay livestream before launch on January 20th, and like the past streams, we can expect a look at some new stages, new gear, and maybe even a new boss. Nioh releases February 7th on the PS4. Square Enix announced that Final Fantasy XV's upcoming Moogle Chocobo Carnival, a special seasonal event that will take over the town of Altisia, will begin on January 24th for players. Everyone who owns the game can participate in the event. All you have to do is download the free first DLC, the Holiday Pack, which brings some free goodies to players like outfits, items, and the Carnival Passport, which gains you access to the festivities. There are no details on what kinds of events or prizes we can specifically earn at the event, but we can anticipate some minigames and new limited time items and gear. Square Enix also shared that the game has sold 6 million units to this point, making it a very successful launch for the RPG titan. Congratulations. You guys ready for some fresh Final Fantasy XV content? The DLC train is just beginning, with episodic stories that will explore the backgrounds of the characters and the Comrades expansion that will introduce 4-person multiplayer to the game. Sony and Guerrilla Games have released a brand new story trailer for Horizon Zero Dawn, the PS4 exclusive action RPG coming February 28, 2017. In the new video, we get a look at some of the enemies and tribes that main character Aloy will encounter in the game. Following a massacre, she sets out into the wide world of beautiful landscapes. She meets new allies against an enemy who threatens to raise an army of machines to take control of the land. We get to see a glimpse of the corruption of the machines, and the cinematic trailer ends with an imposing look at a massive robotic boss. This is the most extensive story look thus far, and it's quite the dramatic scene. It's clear the game is going to have a large cast of characters and a story that will push the action forward. Also this week, we took a look at the game's potential as an RPG and what it can do to push the genre forward. We looked at its approach to questing, appearance, and technology to see how it can embolden developers who don't traditionally make RPGs. Check out the article on the blog for more. In a creative bit of marketing, Torment Tides of Numenera developer InXile Entertainment and publisher Techland have released a beyond cool interactive video that lets players take on one of the upcoming classic RPG's dynamic quests. Creative lead Colin McComb takes the wheel and narrates the experience, which takes you to the bustling location of Circus Minor. NPCs named El Ginto and Canadu have caught a beast and are displaying it for money while someone nearby spies. Approaching the spy, you are presented with a choice, and that is where the video's series of branching decisions begins. The quest can unfold in one of 7 different outcomes, showing off the game's dynamic dialogue and massive amount of choice that they've put into the game. At the end, your decisions impact your tide affinity, which is a sort of morality meter that affects how the game reacts to you. Torment Tides of Numenera releases on February 28th for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and we picked it as one of our top 20 RPGs of 2017. Earlier this week, amidst reports that Scalebound was in development trouble, Microsoft announced the cancellation of the action RPG that was being developed by Platinum Games. Developer Platinum issued a statement regarding Microsoft's cancellation of the game, and director Hideki Kamiya of Bayonetta fame was also apologetic on Twitter. It's been a bit of a dramatic fallout for the Xbox One and PC game that seemed to tease a lot of potential as recently as last E3, enough that we picked it as one of our top RPGs of 2017. The surprising death of the game has caused a bit of stir within the industry, although the exact reasons for the cancellation have not been revealed. And speaking of games in development hell, we took a look this week at Deep Down, a game that once held so much promise but has receded into the woodwork, with only the staunchest of hopeful fans wondering about the fate of what was supposed to be a PS4 exclusive launch title. Capcom first announced Deep Down in conjunction with the PS4 reveal in February 2013, and at subsequent conventions had a handful of trailers to show. Sadly, 2014 was the last we saw of the game, and nearly 2 years have gone since we've had any communication about what the game's status is. At this point, it's a complete unknown. It could be content complete, ready for a beta, completely back to the initial conceptual stages, or somewhere in between. It's really anybody's guess at this point. Our last beacon of hope was an August 2016 request for extension of the Deep Down trademark that was granted by the US Patent and Trademark Office. The extension runs through February 9th, 2017, at which point Capcom must present a statement of use for the trademark. This is the fifth and final of the sort granted, so if nothing comes along on February, it's an effective death for the title. We're really crossing our fingers that this game doesn't suffer the same fate as Scalebound. And that's a wrap for the week in Wikis. We're looking forward to another great week of gaming fun. Don't forget to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits, and budding writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks for a great week, and as always, keep checking in with us for news, reviews, YouTube streams and videos, and general wiki goodness. Follow us on social media for all the latest and greatest. The more followers we get, the larger the army of the Fexes grows.